Hi, I'm Drew, a drag queen in Orlando with my husband Curtis, these dogs, and my brother.
I'm Grant, and this is my house, and I live here in Florida, and I've got a wife and 4 kids. These dogs, Drew and Curtis now as well. I used to be a pastor, and now I still ask, what would Jesus do? And we do on this episode.
And I gotta be honest, I still wear bracelets.
So on this episode, Curtis is here for a little bit.
Yeah.
We talked to Curtis for a little bit, and it's great. He's wonderful.
He's doing an audition right now, so we need to let him be artist.
Oh, okay. We also go through a lot of Christian sayings.
Yeah,
Shit
bumper
Christians
stickers.
Bumper sticker talk.
And I get Grant good.
He did get me good. He lies so good.
Enjoy the episode. Hi, I'm Drew. And I'm Nick.
And I'm Grant, and I'm not.
And I'm Curtis, and I'm still questioning. So, gentlemen, make your cases, and I will decide which I'll be.
The straights do not want Curtis.
Curtis,
you can have him.
You've had my stuff in your mouth. You're gay.
Curtis, you've also had my stuff in your mouth.
If you think about it.
If you think about it in a certain way.
Really, I guess it would be the same.
Well, it was literally mine last night. So, welcome to Florida. Welcome to Florida, both of you. Both of you boys.
I've made 3 trips to Florida in the last 3 weeks, and I'm going to kill myself.
I think you like it.
I don't.
You just keep coming?
I didn't tell you. So when we were at, I don't want to give away our spot, but we were at a local pizzeria, Uno's Pizzeria. A lady came out of the bathroom, Drew, and was wearing the shirt that you told me about from the airplane. The lady came out of the bathroom.
Oh, the Trump shirt?
And it was him with his fist in the air, and I think it said fight, fight, fight.
I don't know if hers said fight, 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 but it was that same guy.
Well, it had the energy.
The one on the plane said flight, flight, flight.
God damn it.
He's like this all the time.
I am glad you're here. So, Curtis, welcome to the pod.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, we're
Welcome to
actually
the pod,
here.
pal.
Thanks, bro.
Wait. Let's do.
And she had great tits. You know what I'm saying? Great tits, bro.
Dude, you should see the tits on that plane, though.
Oh, fucking.
Oh, wait, no,
plain
that's from
tits.
the.
That's
part that we cut
Patreon
out.
only.
Let's do.
They
Let's
don't get
do.
it.
Join Patreon. You'll
Let's-
find out about a
understand-
very sexy plane.
Oh.
Let's do what your mom did to that poor worker in the Homewood Suites.
Huh?
I'm trying to explain why we're here. So we came here.
You really try to wedge that in there.
Hang on.
Hey, your mom did that funny thing that's going to completely change the course of the
complete
topic.
dynamic. Of
Wait.
The show.
No, you said explain why you're here. So we're here because funeral.
Okay.
We went to Tallahassee because your grandma died.
Oh, yeah. Stop laughing. My grandmother died.
Anyway, she was
How long
99 in January. She was 99. Now she's nothing.
She was 99.
But-
now she is infinite.
Anyway, it was in Tallahassee, and Tallahassee's a college town. And so we were carrying an Orchid.
What colleges are there? Name them all.
FSU,
FAMU,
and the others.
Florida, me.
Is Tuskegee a college or just the
name of
the
a...
Air Force guys?
I think it was like a horrible experiment that our government did on people of color.
Florida is a horrible experiment doing with people of color. So we have an Orchid from Walmart that we got while his mom was drunk. And we walked back into the lobby, and the poor guy in the lobby, his mom has decided that
She's gonna brighten his day.
That he looked like he was having a bad day. So she was going to brighten his day. So every time she'd see him all weekend, his mom, who is spectrumish, is trying to make this guy's day better. So instead of it being like her being like
That's so
silly
nice.
and happy, it's like just more intense.
Hey, cheer up.
Hey, how's it going? Anyway, so
Turn that
he's
frown
like,
upside down.
People like interactions. I'll interact.
So every time we walked in the
Harder
lobby,
than anyone.
he would start the interaction so she wouldn't yell at him. And so we walk in with the Orchid. She's a little drunk, and he's like, "Oh, so what's going on? Somebody graduating this weekend?" And she goes, "Unfortunately, not. My mother died."
Graduating from life.
Just
She was a senior.
she was.
She was.
She still is in the eyes of God. Because when you go to heaven,
She's an upperclassman.
You don't get a young
She
body.
gets in.
You die. You come to heaven the exact way
Can
you
I
died.
tell you
Oh, that's
that?
awful.
that-
Wait, is that true?
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say that obviously religion makes a lot of things up because you have to have all the answers at some point. And there was this guy who came to speak to our youth group one time when I was a kid, and I remember someone asked that question. And he's like, oh, everyone has the body they had when they were 33. Like the perfect...
Ooh, l'âge du Christ.
The perfect 33 body is what he said. Like the perfect version of your body at 33.
Was he like, trust me, kid, you're going to have a perfect 33?
Like, just wait for it. Let me see the tits on that one, am I right? All right, we're going to stop saying tits.
I loved my body at 33.
I didn't love your body at 33. I used to talk about it all the time.
You know what? I want to see it again. Somebody get me a knife.
You're going to cut through the other 7 layers?
Somewhere? So he believed that, or he said that when you get to him, it's 33 because...
Jesus died.
Du Christ.
What?
L'âge du Christ. That's the age of Christ.
Why did you say it that way?
Because he grew up Episcopalian.
Yeah, but isn't like everything in religion is like mysterious
Fancy.
and in Latin.
Ooh,
And like,
kind of gay. Everything in religion's kind of gay.
Well, I mean, you had the Pope who picked a drag name.
Girl, that's drag.
Immediately.
Girl, that's drag.
Love it.
The age of Christ compels you.
to look shredded when you get into
all
heaven.
the time. He would have been.
Oh man.
If Jesus were a real person.
I don't think he would have been shredded. I think he would have been skinny.
Well, I think he was. So he wasn't a carpenter for sure. He was a stonemason.
Grant,
So like,
don't start talking like the Bible's real.
when
We just got you out of that.
when we visited.
Well, actually, the reality of Jesus Christ.
Well, when we visited Jerusalem, it's
my
just
God.
stones, and there's like their houses were like just carved into stone, and like there's like no trees anywhere. And so our tour guide,
Well, of course, then that's why Jesus became a prophet. He had nothing to do.
he had
He's
nothing
sitting
else
around
to do. Exactly, just playing with
nobody's
rocks all day,
sitting there watching the phone. Nobody's calling.
or a rock hit him on the head really hard, and he's like, "So I'm the son of God." But
Hang on a second.
yeah, I
I'm
think he
gonna
would have.
save the world.
I think he would have been shredded. Have you seen a non-shredded stonemason lately? I don't think so. I don't
No,
think so.
every stonemason I've seen has been incredibly hot and
Yeah,
real.
yeah.
And in person.
Yeah, they work with hard rocks and they get you rock hard.
You know, my buddy Rudy is a stonemason
Is he really?
or a Freemason.
Did you watch the
What are
other?
they?
Did you
I
watch
went-
the sisters, the three daughters with Carrie Coon, Natasha Lyonne, and Elizabeth Olsen
It's on Netflix.
on Netflix?
It's an amazing
No.
movie. Very touching.
It's an amazing movie. Anyway, Rudy, his
My
friend
friend
that
Rudy.
he did a play with, is the one of 5 people in that movie.
Yeah.
Is
Isn't
there
that
5
cool?
people in that movie? That is cool.
Anyway, so he is.
We went to the screening of it, and they all were there. The cast was there, doing
The talk back afterwards.
after. And
That's
Natasha
cool.
Lyonne is Natasha Lyonne. She's bonkers. She's gorgeous too, by the way. I don't think
He's skinny as a needle.
she's so tiny, but her skin is beautiful in real life. On TV, she looks kind
You
of
kind of want to wear it, huh?
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But in person, she's gorgeous.
And that hair. Oh my god. Imagine
The
wearing her
hair
hair
is
as a wig.
gorgeous.
Hair.
If I could put her skin and hair on,
Actually,
I would get
you
a
can.
lot of acting work.
Wigs by Tips. They make a wig that looks just like Natasha Lyonne's hair. Can I have it? It's $300.
Okay,
Yeah.
you were saying Freemasons. Sorry, let's get back.
Oh,
to
yeah,
Let's
yeah.
get back to the heart of the
Yeah,
matter.
so Rudy invited me to come to a Freemason meeting with him at his temple or lodge or whatever it is. Forgive me, Rudy.
Lodge, temple,
I don't
temple,
really
lodge.
pay attention when you speak. I wasn't able to go into the actual ceremony or whatever they were doing.
Because you're gay.
Because I'm gay.
Yeah.
Oh no, there were definitely other gay men there. There was lots of men wearing long
are we
coats
talking
and rings.
Freemasons.
Oh.
It's a very gay thing. Most religion is very gay. It's all
Yeah.
pageantry and
Yeah.
pomp and circumstance. But it was really fun and very it was a lot of the well, we can't exactly tell you that when I'd ask questions.
I like that. I want
too.
more of that.
Yeah.
I love that. I love the secrets. I was listening to not PJ Vote. What's the other reply all?
Alex
Alex Goldman.
Goldman.
His new show was.
I love him so.
This episode just
Love
came
him.
out was all about the Freemasons.
Oh, really?
And and
What's his show called? I'll look it up because I want to
weird title.
subscribe.
it's like his tech support. It's something based on that.
I just think I love a
Super tech
nerd
or something
energy.
like
I
that.
love a nerd
Well,
energy.
so somebody's great grandfather or something had a medal that was world's greatest mind reader, and on the back it had Freemason symbols, hyperfixed. So they were looking into it, and as they looked into it, he kind of got it. They realized he was connected to the Freemasons in a way. Did you know that the real reason it existed, this was a way of having insurance before there was insurance? It was a way of guaranteeing medical service.
it's a mutual aid, basically.
So they would
Socialist.
they would all
Woke.
take an oath. I don't remember the term, but it was calling upon a Mason or whatever. Call upon the name. That was what it was. And so he would travel and perform as an illusionist, And whatever city he would go into, he could just go to the local lodge or like find a Freemason and be like, I need a place to stay. I need dinner tonight. I need whatever. And they just take care of you. Or you'd move into a new town and be like, I don't have a job. And then he'd be like, I need a job. And the Freemasons would all...
Maybe you should join the Freemasons, Grant.
I may need to.
That is socialism.
Yeah, but it's more mysterious.
Oh,
that's socialism problem is they try to go in the mainstream. You gotta keep it secret.
You gotta keep it a secret.
Gotta keep it a little secret.
Yeah.
Women don't have like a stonemason, Freemason thing like that, right?
Yeah, because women be tripping. Yeah, they do. It's called the beauty parlor.
Or Tupperware. You ever heard of
Tupperware?
Tupperware?
You never heard of Tupperware?
You ever heard of that?
Alright, I'm wrong.
Curtis, I'm so glad you're here. I'm so sorry for your loss. Right? We say that?
Every time someone comes to Florida, you say,
Well,
I'm so sorry for the amount of time you're losing by being here.
It's May, and she passed in
It's
January.
May.
Is it too late to tell you I'm sorry for your loss?
No, because the amount of mourning is directly correlated to the amount of years she lived, and she was 99, so
shit.
I'm going to be bummed for a while.
99 days.
99 days. Then we've already passed 99 days, right?
It's not for me to know.
It's just math.
Nope, not for me.
But each day is 99 hours in this case.
You know, to God, one
Can I ask you a
day is
question?
1,000 years.
Could I ask you a question? I was in the car with your son, your oldest son, about to be 15.
Remind me, what's his name?
Maxim Samuel.
Got it.
Angela was like, do you have any homework or whatever? Because it was 8 something at night on a Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, yeah, I do have a take-home test, but it's okay. I already have all the answers.
Yes.
So I just got to copy the answers down. And I was thinking, oh, well, yeah, take-home test, you technically already have all the answers.
Yeah.
But no, then he said, they're in the group chat. I just got to copy them down. Does that mean, like, his friends sent him the answers?
Probably, but like this is recorded, Drew. Like all of his teachers watch the show.
Yeah, and you just said his first and middle name and social security number.
they're
We're going to have to take that
His
out.
last name is Nixon. But Angela's like, oh, okay, cool. But that's not learning.
No, so this school, if you fail a test at this school, they'll be like, take it home and fix all your wrong answers, and I'll give you
What is this, a Montessori school?
partial credit or whatever.
Oh, sure.
It's a charter school.
It's a charter school, so
And so
close.
So literally they can get an F, and they can't get an A if they take it home, but they can get a B for just taking it home and like correcting it.
Let's be honest though, as adults, that's what we do. It's
We
training
all
him
do
for
it.
real life.
Yeah, because
100%.
being an adult, you don't have to know all the answers. You have to know how to find
They need
the
to teach him how to
answers.
do his taxes. They need to stop testing him on math.
False. They need to teach them how to interact with learned language models.
No, they need to teach
what
them
they
how
need
to
to
set
teach
up a live stream and podcast equipment, because that is the future, and that's
It's
what all these
easy.
kids are going
And
to be
it's
doing.
really
It's
difficult.
easy. It's really
Isn't
easy.
it crazy how some things are so simple? You know, you can charge your phone by just putting it on something, but I can't get a live stream to work. What's that?
The live stream did work. Do you know our problem was, the reason it took so long to get it set up was that
We had already had it set up.
technically what we were using was copyrighted, and so we couldn't just I couldn't just go on YouTube Live or whatever because we were going to show part of the show.
There is a fair use. It doesn't
Sorry,
matter.
we
This is boring.
we just did on Patreon. We watched.
They were all there?
RuPaul. No, they weren't.
Well,
We
they
just
should have
watched
joined the
RuPaul.
Patreon.
Anyway, it was a mess. Drew, you can if you do join it, you can rewatch it and you can watch Drew lose his fucking mind for the first 30 minutes.
I did have a meltdown.
It's pretty good.
But
We
honestly,
did it. We
worth it.
did it as an exercise to show you what they were like as children.
Yeah,
Fighting.
they're still there. The little baby Drews and their little baby boy. Yeah, cut yourself open again.
there would have been a lot more
where
crying.
did I get a belly button?
And I would have thrown everything in the room.
Yeah, everything would have been broken. You would have thrown
Yeah.
it all.
That wasn't my fault, though.
Those were the demons inside you.
What happened there?
I had a burp.
We just came in and out. What were you saying before you shit on the live stream?
Jesus was 33. And we do need to talk about it. Okay, so at Grandma's funeral, it was a Catholic Mass. And I don't know if you've ever been a part of that, kids, but they're very long
And strong.
and strong.
down to get
so
the friction on.
halfway through the Mass, we've been there for 4 hours. So I was like, I have to pee. I'm not going to survive. So I left. Not like the church. I went to the bathroom. And
You left.
I'm out.
He ascended right in
I
front
wish
of
I
everybody.
could have left. I mean, I loved Grandma, but that was so much Mass. Anyway, so we were in
But
bathroom.
Catholic Mass is so much shorter than Episcopalian Mass. Like, Catholics are known for, it's like Saturday or Sunday Mass, like 45 minutes, they're in, they're out. And
that
it's
was
like,
longer than 45 minutes.
Well, it was an hour. But
That was crazy.
like growing up in the Episcopalian
It was
church
just an
like
hour?
I did.
Drew, have you been out of church that long that you haven't sat and done anything for an hour?
Have
that
you
didn't
listened
like?
to people just repeat for an hour.
Yeah, it's like my favorite type of music. I listen to Gregorian chant.
Anyway, so I go to
that.
bathroom, and they have playing over the speaker, the woman is singing Ave Maria. So they have her mic on. And I gotta be honest.
It sounded just like that.
I gotta be honest, she had a gorgeous voice. I was really impressed with her. Yeah. I didn't like her attitude.
What does that mean?
When she got up to lead the singing parts, she never looked at anyone. She did this.
She was looking at God. She was having a moment.
No, she was feeling herself, and I didn't like that. Hilda died so that we could be there together.
She didn't need to whip out that fan at one point.
You wanted more humility.
I wanted her to go, no, I'm not that great, and then keep singing. Anyway.
Or do the thing Dad used to do after the cancer, after he was cured of cancer, when people come talk to him about it, and he would go.
Your dad went like this.
My heart.
And he'd point at God. He'd give God, sure. But he wouldn't say anything. They'd be like, "Oh, it's just so amazing that you're better now," and it's just whatever. And he would just go.
He's like, "Don't tell me, tell him."
And that was his way of giving God the credit.
Let's FaceTime Dad right now.
All right.
Anyway, he would explode.
1 second.
I like to do that when I bow at the end of a show.
Anyway, so I'm in bathroom. She's singing Ave Maria.
Oh, he's dead.
Well, the sound person did not turn off the 100-year-old priest. What is he? A priest? He wasn't a priest. Was he a priest? 100-year-old man.
He was a guy in a robe, and no one was questioning it.
But you don't turn it off because
on.
Beware, it could be his last.
Not beware. Is that how you say beware? You say beware?
What did I say?
You said beware.
Be aware.
Oh, no, I said be aware.
No, you said beware.
No, I said Tupperware.
Rewind.
Patreon?
Play it back.
Let us know. What
anyway,
don't.
But his lapel mic is at the same volume as her mic as she's singing. So you hear her...
In the whole place?
No, in the bathroom.
Just in the bathroom.
Just in the bathroom.
They forget about the mix in the bathroom.
It's
important.
So she's singing, and she sounds great, but at the exact same volume is the world's oldest man going... Because he'd when they get really old, they lose their voice, and so it's just a lot of breathing.
And he misses Maria.
Maria was his mom and wife's names.
It was troubling every once in a while. He would kind of mutter like, "Kill me," under his breath.
He was.
If God was merciful, I would be dead.
He did Grandma's funeral, but 20 years ago he did Grandpap's funeral too. So he's like 1,000,000 years old.
Well, so we got a discount on this one.
So we do think
it was a package deal.
We had the punch
20
card.
years ago, so it doesn't expire.
Yeah,
we got the package
He looked
deal.
jealous. I will be honest. Every time he had to go, when he was throwing that water on her urn, which I thought was a lie.
That's a priest for sure.
You could tell he was like,
priests are always chunking water.
I had a moment where I thought, because he dips the baton, or whatever it's called, into the thing. It's like
Show some respect. Holy baton.
The holy baton.
It's called the Jesus stick.
He dips
Jesus' stick.
He dips the holy baton.
He puts his hand upon his hip.
He dips the Jesus stick. He starts to throw the holy water onto the urn.
Of course.
And in my mind, I saw it clear as day.
The urn.
Because it's wet, it's slippery, it's going to slide right out of his 100-year-old hand. It's going to hit the urn, and it's going to shatter. And there's going to be...
No, his arthritic hand wouldn't open anymore.
Yeah, but that baton is no joke.
Well, she's not just in the urn. She's also in a plastic bag.
She would have been everywhere.
Nah, she would have been okay.
That'd be cool to take home a little bit of her.
But that's what was playing through my mind as he was doing that. We're sitting front row, and I'm going like this.
I want to be cremated.
When Jerry died, when his dad died.
Oh, God. Sorry for your loss on that one. That's really
This episode sucks.
He was cremated. And his mom did give us the option of having like a little bit of him with us as well, and we said no just because I don't know, I want Jerry to be.
We just have enough stuff around the house already.
We don't need more Jerry.
There's so many ashes.
We're trying to get rid of
things. His sister did it, and then his mom got one too. She has a travel Jerry, and I do kind of like that. It's a gorgeous little egg, like wooden, cherry wood, and so she carries Jerry around in the little egg. And so when we do things, he's always like there with us. That's what
wives are. Even when you're dead, they won't let you just stay at home. You know what I mean? They won't let you just stay at home. Oh, I gotta go shopping again.
Jerry
Thanks, honey.
Going shopping.
Thanks, honey.
I just love that. I think it's really nice.
I want to be cremated, and at my funeral, I want somebody to just sprinkle me on people without them knowing. I want them to get home and be like, "What is this?" And it's me. It's me. I'm on you.
No, you should do like a giant, like a big musical number or something, big presentation, and then there's like confetti cannons that shoot.
But it's me.
But it's just ashes.
I want to just be put in the ground. What's that tweet? Coffins are expensive. Just throw me in loose.
So, Drew, you sent me this week, the confetti cannons reminded me, Pastors with Props, the Instagram. You sent me a post from Pastors with Props.
Oh, I did? What was it? Was it good? I bet it made you
It was
laugh.
a guy sitting on a ladder, and he was talking about, like, I don't know, we got to climb up to faith
to heaven.
Or whatever.
No, he sent you a video of him singing "Climb Every Mountain,"
and that was it. Well, I watch that every day. But the
Alvaro Francisco. Do you remember Alvaro?
Oh, of course. Who can forget Alvaro? No.
The gay guy that was in Amanda's grade, and he was an incredible singer, and we did Godspell together. He's a model.
Obi, that's incredibly
He's
done.
so good
What are you
looking.
doing? Okay.
Did it fuck up the mic though?
It might if it bangs around a little bit.
It
with him
might.
stepping on it.
Just let him get in his lap.
Okay, just sit down. Just.
There you go.
That's the
Good boy.
Okay, all right.
That's good.
Okay, you have to be still.
Oh, let me just. Can I just?
There he goes.
Is this it?
He's coming back.
I'm gonna. Yeah, right there.
Are you gonna sit? What's happening?
Ow. Go over here,
Okay,
baby.
Just
I think
go.
this is perfect.
Go, dude. Go.
Go.
Go. Okay, that was a good little intermission. You mentioned confetti cannons and Pastors of Props.
I did.
When I was in my church in Memphis, which was largely old people, we
old people?
large. Well, that's true. They were pretty large. Good for them. They lived a good life.
That's why you left that church. It got too small. They were packed with people.
I was claustrophobic. Easter was coming up, and I was in my youth. I was like, oh, we should make a big deal. We should do something big. And so there was this song that the band was going to play. At the end of it, it was something like he came out of that grave or whatever. And so I was like, you know what we should do is we should put fucking cannons, like streamer cannons, on the edge of the stage. And when everyone sings this line about him being resurrected, because it was like a big like crash, like, moment in the song, just poof. The senior pastor was really, really old, and he was like, hey, look, old people don't like that stuff. It like scares them. We should tell them. Like, we should give them a warning before, like, just say before the song, hey, listen, we have
this praise will this service will include strobe lights,
streamers, yeah. And so I was like, I don't want to. I want it to be a surprise. I think it'll like really fuck it up or whatever. And he was like, you have to say something. So all I said was like, hey,
look out!
I just said, we've got a big surprise at the end of this song. That's all I said. Which could be anything.
They're thinking Jesus is coming back.
Yeah, exactly. You're going to see all your loved ones again. And so I didn't give them any warning whatsoever. So they go off.
In fact, he said surprise in 5, 4, 3, and then they went off.
No, so just to give you like kind of for scale, I think it held like 500 people. That's how like small the room was. Oh, okay, I was saying small, but that's how small the room was. And so we had all these confetti cannons and streamer cannons, and they exploded, scared the shit out of all these old people.
Well, yeah.
How many were left out of 500?
Oh my God, so many people left. So many people got so pissed that this young preacher thought it'd be so cool.
Righteous Gemstones.
And they left. They were so mad.
Yeah,
Still one of my favorite things I ever did.
I would be too.
I'd fucking do it again. You hear me? You hear me, old people? I'd do it again.
Okay, Curtis.
Should I touch Curtis too?
I have noticed that it was funny you said that the band was going to play this song. I grew up in the north, and churches are much different.
Damn Yankees.
Up north than down south. I feel You can do whatever you want. This isn't our house. This isn't our
Can you do it in the proper place?
We definitely do it right in the middle of my story.
Yeah, and don't do it in the kitchen sink
listening.
again.
Well, no, we're going to break while you pee.
We could pause.
I can hear you.
We could easily pause.
I don't have anything to say to Grant when you're not here.
Just sit in silence.
What, pray? You don't need 500 people. All you need is two or more people gathered together in his name.
Okay, can we talk about that for a second?
I didn't really want to, but I guess
What do you think that means? So that is from the Bible. You just quoted the Bible, where Jesus is like, 2 or more gather in my name, I will be there among them.
Yeah.
What do you think that means?
Well, what do I think it means, I think it means nothing because the Bible's nonsense and made up.
Okay,
but
yeah, true.
I think what they're trying to get at is, look, you got to bring more people into this thing because no one's going to believe
this pyramid scheme will not hold up if we don't keep adding more people.
Guys and around you, if you're just by yourself, grab a buddy.
So the church used to say that all the time, like where two or more are gathered. They do it on like a Sunday morning. Well, you guys know what the Bible says, two or more are gathered. And then it made me think like, hang on a second. So when I'm alone, God's like, that's not a party. That's stupid. I'm out. Like
God's really awkward.
Threesomes are nothing.
Hey, baby, you should get this hat cleaned.
And wash away Grandpa?
Maybe for you.
Oh, this is Grandpa's?
This is Grandpa's. Yeah, that's Grandpa's ashes all over that hat.
But anyway, the context, Curtis, is if you guys are in a fight and you're trying to work it out. He's like, you can have the conflict because if two people get together and you're like in a fight, I'll be there I'll help you figure it out. I'll help you find unity again.
Cool.
Which isn't that more meaningful? But the church was just like, hey, two or more gathered, God's here. And I'm like, isn't he fucking everywhere all the time?
It's a shame that this seems to be the one thing that modern Christians have misappropriated from the Bible.
I know, they get everything else so right. Yeah. Welcome back, Drew.
Yeah, welcome back, Drew.
Okay,
so welcome
Uncle
back
Curtis.
To the South, whereas I'm from the North.
Did I leave the toilet running or something? Why is it
No,
making
it
that
takes
noise?
a minute to refill.
Florida.
It does the little...
It's having its own little hurricane.
Yeah, it is
My
what
bad,
it is.
my bad.
The design of churches is wild down here to me. It's
What do you mean?
So I am from the Episcopalian faith, which is even more Catholic than Catholic, is what people say. So it's
What
like
a joke.
it's not. It's
Got
literally the foundation of my spiritual beliefs. What are you talking about? It was very much like the pageantry, old stone church. It's very stained glass, the incense burners and stuff. But it here everything is like sort of light and airy and wide. I've noticed.
Yeah.
Low steps that go up to the front, and it's all very wide, and things are very contemporary and sort of like pleasant. Whereas what I was used to is things are a bit more austere and like
Yeah, you had to really want it.
Giant
If you're gonna
organ.
go, you had to really want it.
Here it seems like, and I don't know how to say this in a non-condescending way, which I don't know why I'm worried about that. I condescend to religious people all the time.
Yeah,
But
kind of your thing.
it seems like sort of thrown together here. Like, oh, we've got this guy playing acoustic guitar, and it just kind of seems like we're just kind of like making this happen on a...
So there is a bit of that, right? Because churches will run on volunteers, and they will operate at the strength of people who are willing to do things for free.
Whereas up north, we've got only pros.
Only pros. but also there is no tradition. They're just making it up as they go. But I will tell you that so many conversations go into those flat steps. So many conversations, and the idea was like, we're removing all obstacles for people to come hear the gospel. Really what we're doing is we're trying to be as attractive as possible so that we can get more people in the door. Maybe they'll stay. Maybe they'll give us money. Maybe we can tell them who to marry and who not to marry.
But it's just funny because
It's our favorite thing to do.
Which I think is the better route to go, because when I grew up, you couldn't understand anything that was happening in the service because it's all like in Latin, and it's all
you went.
Everything is said like this, and it's like,
I told you he's got a beautiful voice.
I like it. I'd rather you keep doing
that's
the
the
rest
reason
of
I
the show
can't.
like this.
That's the reason I can't sing. It's because I was brought up in the Episcopalian church where all of the singing is done like this.
I've known some incredible Episcopalian singers.
You're a little pitchy.
So, and so was God.
Well, you said the same thing on our drive. So the drive from Tallahassee to Orlando is like 3.5 hours. And you said the same thing about the
Beautiful drive.
South, that like all the cities in the North, there's character and there seems to be like planning around it. Whereas like in the South, everything's just spread out and it all kind of looks the same. And I was like, well, that's because in the North, those cities were developed a long time ago with the intent of like, we have to create these cities. This is a big city in this new country. And in the South, it was all farmland forever.
I was going to say, yeah, there's a difference between industry and agriculture.
Yeah.
And the South was just so late developed in that way that I think that's the reason. Like, you can go to Philadelphia and you see these old buildings and it does feel very like ostentatious.
Feels like Austin, Texas.
Feels like Austin,
Yeah, it
Texas.
feels like Austin, Texas. Whereas in the South, like some towns, they didn't start building things until like the 80s is when they were like, why don't we make a little town
We
center?
might as well have a structure of some sort.
That's good.
No, I don't hate the South.
I didn't
That's
say
what
you
I'm
did.
hearing.
That was a jump, babe.
No,
Yeah.
I swear I don't hate the South.
That's
a
what I'm
jump.
hearing. Yeah, for sure.
Because I don't think the South hates me.
I think. Oh, you're wrong.
Yeah, you're wrong about that one. They
You're
do.
wrong.
They absolutely do.
You're wrong.
You're in Hollyweird, and you're one of them gays.
At the after funeral.
The after party.
At the after party.
Yeah.
One of Curtis's family members. I knew as soon as you walked in the church, you were from California. I was like,
How
what?
so?
Like, you look at you guys in your California suits.
Yeah, she said we had California suits. They were blue.
Well,
Mine was gray.
well.
Oh,
Those are
his was
odd
gray. I
choices.
just made it blue because mine was blue. I'm gonna microdose mushrooms. It's gonna get better.
Well, everything's gonna look blue.
Curtis, I think that we would love to have you on for an entire Curtis episode one day if you'd
Then
be
why
open
don't you
to
guys
it.
leave? This is where we get into the dirt. Welcome to the dirt with Kurt Dirt. I'm courteous, but I'm dirtiest.
Yep.
He does it all the time.
Love it.
Yeah, great. You get that one for free.
Love it.
What is he doing? Is this what he does?
Pick-
Is this what they
pick-
do? Oh,
choose.
God. Jesus, save me!
He won't. Do you have anything? Do you have any closing Curtis
kissing.
thoughts?
I will when I'm done.
Do you have any closing Curtis thoughts?
Closing Curtis thoughts.
Closing time.
No, I did want to continue and finish up with this thing about the design of Southern churches. But I do agree
no, we're
that it's
past it. So
your
no, I'm just kidding. Go
pastor.
ahead. No, go ahead.
Your pastor again?
Oh my God.
That I think that I wish we would get some Southern churches up in the north. So we're not so scary up there. Come on up, guys. Bring your church.
You live in California.
Yeah, but don't ruin it for the people on the pod.
Oh, sorry.
All
This
these
is-
Southern church people that listen.
Yeah,
They're like, we need to relocate.
we're welcoming. We're nice. Sure, we walk a little faster and we don't sweeten our tea, but that's
the worst part
okay.
about you. I don't think you want them to come up there. They'll bring their wide steps. They'll bring their modern stuff.
I'm just trying to spread everything
don't
out a
feel
little bit.
great.
I'm trying to purple up this country a bit.
I'll tell you this. Even though your parking spots are twice the size of our parking spots
with
in
that?
LA, you still
They're
can't
big
park
truck.
in them.
Yeah, but
you
nobody
still
parks
can't
inside
park
the
in them.
lines.
They're never in the lines.
Well, they're more suggestions.
I also want to know what's up with the trucks that have the mirrors that are 15 feet on either side of the.
because they have to see the back of their car. This has to go that far out so you can see the back of the truck because it's so big.
Because the truck goes so far back.
Yeah, it's a really long truck.
And why do they need that big truck?
Because
they're giant men,
small
right?
Wieners.
But the men are giant, right? Then
Yeah,
inside.
but they have small wieners.
I was, and because they're always tinted, I can't see. I want to look inside and see how giant.
big man.
How giant the men are
So it's
inside.
definitely a big man for sure.
But they have small wieners. Little wieners.
That's a shame.
That's what my kids say whenever they see giant trucks. They always go, "You know why they're driving that big truck? They have small wieners." I'm like, "That's right."
Well, you taught them that.
Don't teach
You're
them
acting
about
like it was their
small
idea.
wiener being a small
My kids
fat
always say that. It's crazy. I don't know how they came
I
up
did
with it.
teach them that. It's my proudest parenting moment. And like the fact that I've stayed this long. Who knew?
Yeah. No, I get the drift. I'll leave.
Yeah, Drew's really over you being here. I don't
No,
know
I'm
why.
not.
But anyway, Curtis, thank you for being here. Everybody, Curtis.
Okay, and now kiss me on either cheek,
Hey.
and then I'm gonna leave and edit, so I just disappear, and then you guys fall in and start kissing each other because I'm not there, and that is what everyone's always been wanting.
That's it. The incest.
Curtis.
Twincest.
Twincest.
Come here, boys.
Just kiss. No, kiss me.
Come here, boys.
Yeah, kiss him. I'm fine. I prefer
me
to
on the
kiss you off
mouth.
camera.
Not that
and
much.
then I'll send you the kiss.
Okay.
I'll save that.
We have to talk about God. So we're gonna
Get out of here. Yeah, go ahead. I want to know why the Burbank Airport is the Bob Hope
Okay,
Airport.
it's called the Bob Hope Airport because World War II happened, right?
I remember.
And Pearl Harbor happened, and Japanese people were put into concentration camps.
Internment camps.
Internment camps in California. Well, guess who owned all of the orange groves in Burbank?
Bob Hope.
Japanese people. So when the government took it, the government said, let's just sell this. They're never coming back. So Bob Hope bought it all up. And so when they built the airport, it was on Bob Hope's land.
Oh, what a piece of
So
shit.
that's why it's called Bob Hope Airport. Isn't that gross?
Yeah. Bob
You know who
Hope.
was in the Japanese internment camps?
George Takei.
Yeah.
Is that who you were thinking of?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Have you heard his story about it?
No, but I didn't know he
It's
was in there.
So sad.
It's crazy that we did it, and then the Trump administration is using the same law that allowed
Is that
us
crazy? You
to
think
do
that's crazy?
the internment camps.
You think that's crazy?
It's like funny. It's like crazy. Like wow, wild.
Guys, I can't believe we're doing this again.
Yeah, but here we go. It worked out so well last time. Oh man, Bob's Hope family must be buying up land like crazy right now.
Bob Hope's family is thrilled.
They are thrilled.
They're thrilled.
What I would love to spend the rest of our time together talking about, because I know you have to go to the airport soon.
Mm-hmm.
Catchphrases.
Okay.
Things we say. We just had Curtis sitting here, and now it feels empty.
I can still feel him.
Yep, that's Curtis. That's Curtis Brand. Curtis has always got the one-liners ready. He's always ready with a good one-liner.
Mm-hmm.
And so are Christians.
It attracted me at first.
What's it do for you now?
Sometimes when I'm level, I go, huh. Most of the time,
You're
I go,
rarely not level.
I'm going to kill us both.
You're rarely level. Oh, he left a hat in honor of himself.
No, that's Jackie Robinson night at Dodger Stadium, and they got free hats.
So in honor of Jackie Robinson.
And his widow was there. She's 103.
She made every one of those hats.
She was there. Isn't that
Good
crazy?
for her.
Because he was like, oh, yeah, Jackie Robinson night was so fun. By the way, his widow was there. And I was like, was she $1 million? And he was like, yeah.
But yeah, Curtis is always ready with a one-liner. Mm-hmm. And even we watched Drag Race last night together.
RuPaul's Drag Race.
All-Star Season 10.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it goes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, honestly, one of my fondest memories I have with you, easily top 3.
Is what?
Watching that with you. That's how bad our relationship has been.
That was hell. That was hell on earth for me.
It was great. What do you mean?
If you're a Messy Queen or an Olsen tier, you can rewatch it. And if you want to watch the first 35 minutes,
that's fine.
Is us just trying to figure out how it works.
It was fine. He's being dramatic. It was fine. But even on that show, they said things, the phrases, things that I was like, what is that? What does it mean?
Yeah.
And so I thought it would be interesting to talk a little bit about what are some of the common sayings among those evangelicals, and what are some common sayings among the drags?
Oh, well, the most common phrase is, oh, I don't have a relationship with my father.
That comes from a true place.
It comes from a true place, and it's kind of funny. You know,
yeah.
Tragedy plus time equals comedy. Well, I say tragedy equals comedy.
We don't need no time.
No, I don't need time.
It's funny now. I guess this all started with, I saw a bumper sticker. There's so many Christian bumper stickers. Do you have bumper stickers on your car? Do you have stickers on your car?
No, I'll tell you why. I love bumper stickers. I think they're so funny. I love the ones like, please don't honk at me, I'll cry.
I like that one.
I love
or
those.
don't honk at me, I'll come. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
But I don't want
cry, I'll
to
come.
interact. I don't want
honk.
people. I don't want to. I don't want to encourage people to interact with me in real life. So
do you think that does? Do
Yeah.
you think a bumper sticker encourages interaction?
I think people are nuts, and I think if they see the honking thing, they're like, "That's so funny." So they'll honk and they'll go.
Okay, well, what about a bumper sticker that doesn't give them instructions? Nothing, no honking.
I think anytime
don't break for
I'll tell you this.
MILFs.
I'll tell you this. I didn't make this up. So I have this sweatshirt that says, "My tummy hurts, but I'm being brave about it."
Yeah.
And anytime I wear that sweatshirt,
Right.
there's words on my shirt, someone's going to come up and talk to me. And I think the same applies to bumper stickers. If you're getting out of your car and you've got a funny bumper sticker, there's a lonely woman standing. She's been in that parking lot all day.
Just looking for a funny bumper sticker.
Looking for an interaction.
Yeah.
She's going to be like, oh my God, I love your bumper sticker. How long has your child been missing? Like anything she will bring
That is
up.
a funny bumper sticker.
Yeah.
When someone's child is missing, they put it on a bumper sticker. It's so funny.
They put they say, have you seen this kid?
Or it's the stick figure family, but one of them has a question mark above it.
Yes.
Help me find this one.
Okay, wait. What if new business idea.
Okay.
New business idea.
Yeah.
First of all, that.
Okay. And
Secondly,
we take kids.
when your child goes missing, it's so sad. Really
So
bad.
sad.
So sad.
Very sad.
But
No one's saying it's not.
tragedy plus time equals comedy. So when the family's ready to chuckle again,
Yeah.
we make custom Where's Waldo books, but it's their kid.
And the
Where's
locations are
David?
not random. It's the last places they've seen them.
They were seen alive.
So it's their school, it's the local
they're
grocery
crying.
store. Yeah, they look
came up with
scared.
this
They
idea-
look so scared.
I came up with this idea last night, and Angela thought it was a good idea, so I know it's not a good idea.
Oh, about the
Yeah.
kids?
Do you know, like, people have all the different folders, emergency folders. They have like a kidnap folder. If your kid gets kidnapped, make sure you have all their documents and everything. You can be
Right.
ready to go. And you include a picture, like a current picture of them. Well, I think what you should do is include a bunch of pictures of them having a bunch of different emotions. Because you know when a child cries, it's hard to recognize them because their emotion takes over their face. So have your child crying. Have your child questioning, where is my mom and dad? Have your child scared, but also, could this be a better life for me? Like, have all of those so that you get those out.
I like that. I also like the idea that when we took our kids to get pictures taken really young at Sears and at Kmart, you know, because everyone does, Olin Mills.
Olin Mills is money.
To make them laugh or smile, they would have little props. So I love the idea that you would have to find a way to elicit those emotions out of your kids.
A gun.
So a gun, or you'd have to argue as a family. You'd have to argue in front of them and yell that you're going to get a divorce, and then leave the room. Yeah. And then snap that picture. So I want that job. I want to figure out how do we get kids to feel those emotions.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm down to do it. Listen, I don't have kids. I found out
Nor should you.
I found out last night. It was me and Curtis and Angela, Max, and Piper in the car.
Okay.
We're coming back from Barnes & Noble.
Okay. I don't like how you're whispering. My kids are involved.
Maxim is, I think he's the most intriguing child. I'm obsessed with him.
Yeah.
I find him so interesting.
He's very interesting.
Is genuinely kind and sweet and worried about other people. And I'm like, you didn't come from your dad. Roasted. He wouldn't have laughed at that. He would have worried that it would have hurt your feelings. Anyway, he's like, do you think you're going to have kids? Do you want kids? Oh, because we were talking about when you and Angela die in a car accident, that they can come all live with us. Like, we'll be their parents. And
no, we have like a pyramid emperor type thing. Like, they'll be buried with us.
Alive.
We have that arrangement. Yeah.
Well,
you can do that in Florida.
If they sneak out of the pyramid, they can come live with us. And Max is like, do you not want your own kids? And I thought Curtis and I had agreed that, like, we did want them for a long time, but we realized, like, no, we really like our life.
Because you've been trying and you've never gotten pregnant once.
Yeah. You can't swallow it.
Huh.
I quickly said no when he was like, do you want kids? I quickly said no, and Curtis quickly said, maybe. And I went, oh, no.
Oh, that little dream's alive.
That dream is still alive.
Oh, your marriage is doomed.
I'm about to be 41.
Stick around.
I'm about to be 41, the same age our dad was when we were born. And he's old.
He's still around, though.
I don't know that I can do baby.
I know. You may not be able to do baby. You could do a little bit older than baby.
No, I'm too selfish.
That's not true. You're great with our kids.
Yeah, because I don't have to be around them for a long time.
Yeah, but it's different. Once you're like, I have to take care of this life. This life is dependent upon me.
I like the little life.
Something flips in your head in that moment.
Well,
and you go from, I wish you weren't on an airplane with me, to, I would get on every airplane and I'll fight anyone who doesn't want you on it.
Let me say this. Unless you're flying first class,
you're
steerage. So if someone brings a baby into coach,
exactly,
eat my ass.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that they're a baby and not a pig is a step up for what you deserve on Southwest, you piece of shit. And I'm talking to me too.
Yeah.
I don't understand people getting upset about babies. I just don't. I don't understand it. Put your headphones in. They make noise canceling headphones. You don't have to live with the baby. You're not okay. If I paid $1,000 to fly to Cleveland in first class, I'd be like, I'm pissed.
Right, because you're flying in first class and you have to land in Cleveland.
Yeah,
you're still going to Cleveland.
But if you're Cleveland rocks, be honest.
It's better than Dillsburg for sure.
But if you're
fuck you, Dillsburg.
If you're in coach or you're in Southwest, because I don't have a first class, fuck off.
Yeah, I completely agree.
We were getting on a plane. I don't know. I was getting on a plane recently because apparently that's all I do now. And this woman had a toddler who was giggling. By the way, toddlers giggling is the best
sound. It's the best sound ever.
She's right in front of me. She finds her row.
Can you give me a little impression? What would it sound like?
I just woke up, so it's gonna be great. Hang on.
Yeah. I remember that's how our kids sounded. Yeah. That's more like Piper's laugh. Yeah.
But she's kind of struggling to get. The stuff up in the thingy and to get all her stuff in the seat. So she's taking a second, which is fine, whatever. But the entire time she's doing it, this toddler is giggling.
Yeah.
And it's a joy.
Right.
The man directly across the aisle from them realizes that baby's going to be sitting next to him. And he out loud goes,
yeah,
ugh, unbelievable.
Yep.
And I didn't want to start anything because he was a large man. I was afraid he was going to hurt me. But
Right.
I looked at him like, you are on Southwest. You were in Group B.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah, you didn't even pay to get Group A check-in.
No.
Shut up.
No. And how do you think the person sitting next to you feels, sir? Because he was, of course, sitting with his elbows out, his legs spread. Like, grow
He earned
up.
it. When we used to fly with the kids when they were little, I mean, at one point we had 4 under 4, and that was a time.
Well,
of
that
our
was
life.
your fault.
That was a time of our life.
That was your fault.
But we would fly to Disney World during the summer and with
Disney
Angela's
adults.
family, and people would say things like that out loud to make sure that we knew that they were upset that
They
we
were
were on the plane.
inconvenienced, yeah.
And we already had nervous diarrhea from it. Like most parents, and I know like there are those parents who will let their kids run around at a wake and climb into the casket and
Asher.
and what
I'm going to tell that story in a second. Go.
whatever they want to do. But most parents, especially when they're flying with kids, they are stressed out that they're going to stress other people out. And that's how we
feel
were.
so
and
bad
I've seen
for
like parents like they bring on the like little
earplugs.
and they're like, I'm so sorry, which I think is fucking stupid. I think it's wonderful, but I hate that they feel the pressure.
Yeah.
Like that's stupid.
I agree.
But I already felt like, oh my God, please don't get upset. Don't ruin this for all these people. So yeah, people would say stuff out loud. They would go like, oh, and they're like, on my row, they would say shit like that. And it was,
It's
God, it's
so
the worst.
stupid.
Stop doing it. Fuck you. Stop doing it.
It's just like
Go live in Dillsburg.
But now, if you are a parent, and I get it, kids are hard. They
Yeah.
have so much energy, and I don't know why are they made like that?
You just shake them a little bit.
And if
calm
you
down.
do let your toddler run around all night at a bar, getting behind people's like arms as they're throwing bags while playing cornhole, getting under the table where adults are playing beer pong, is a pantsless, shoeless child. We were at
Sounds like a Florida Friday night.
Tallahassee. We were at a brewery, Proof Brewery, loved it, had a great time in Tallahassee. And
Nice
we
plug.
were there all night, and there was a family there with a kid that was like 3 or 4, 5 maybe, doesn't matter.
Not 6.
It ran around all night, and when it would inevitably get in everyone's way, truly like where we're throwing the bags, it would just stand in between. And yes, I know I'm calling it. That's what it was. It was
Just
acting like an
it.
animal. Anyway, but instead of like coming and getting her kid or apologizing, the woman is sitting on the other side of this large like green, and she goes, "His name is Asher. He's so annoying. Just yell at him. Be mean to him. He's so annoying. Sorry, his name is Asher. Just yell at him."
Yeah.
Bitch, Asher's not the problem. You're the problem.
Did you yell at Asher?
No, but I did jokingly say I was going to hit him with the bag, and then I almost did. Not on purpose.
You manifested it. You
I
manifested
did.
it.
Manifest destiny.
Can't do that. You manifested
I
it.
know.
I don't know how we got on the airline thing.
Sorry.
And babies and whatever. Jesus is my co-pilot. Don't drive faster than
bumper
your
sticker.
Don't drive faster than your guardian angel can fly. Those weren't things we actually said. They were they were on cars.
I say it.
You used
still.
to say it all. Well, now you say it because you believe it, but back then you didn't. I guess.
I believe in spirits.
Do you really?
No, I don't.
Okay. I was gonna be like, I don't know what
Here's
to
the
do
deal.
with that.
I believe when we die, we just get turned off, and I love that idea. I find that so comforting.
And while we're alive, we're constantly turned on. I'm ready to fuck.
Yeah, I've had a boner for 40 years.
I'm ready to fuck.
No, but I think we just get turned off. However, I'm willing to say we are all energy, and we don't fully understand that part. So, is it possible that someone's energy still has a morsel of who they were in it? Yes, I think that's possible. But no, I don't think there are ghosts wandering around going, "I'm a ghost, y'all. This is crazy."
Drew saw The Matrix once, and he was like, "We're all batteries."
You know who I used to
We're
see all the
all
time?
energy.
I used to see one of the sisters. She lives in Andersonville.
What sisters?
The Wachowskis. The girls that wrote Matrix. Lily and Lena Wachowski, the people who wrote The Matrix. They're trans. They're sisters now.
Okay, I thought I was in a Black Mirror episode for a second.
No. They both transitioned.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So Drew, can I tell you some of these, and you
Do it.
You tell me. Do you remember these? Have you heard these from church time? Do you remember them church time? And what do they mean to you?
Okay.
Do you remember "Let Go and Let God"?
Of course. Well, I was in 12 step. They say it all the time.
They say that all the time. Mm-hmm. Did you hear it before that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for
Okay.
sure.
What context do you remember people saying, let go and let God?
Like when anything was stressful or worrisome, it's like, don't worry about it. Let go, let God. So God can worry about it.
Which there's a part of it that, honestly, that is part of faith that I miss, was the...
Jesus, my co-pilot?
Well, no, it's the releasing things was so much easier. Like things I don't have control over. It was so easy to release that because I would trust. Release me, release my body. I would trust that there was something bigger than me that did have some sort of control.
Yeah.
And
well, that's
so-
why religion was invented.
And so that is something I miss. Is like now you can still get there.
No one's in control.
No one's in control. I agree, but you can still get there where you go.
No one's in control. You know that song, God is in Control? That's the remix.
You can still get there with the belief that no one's in control. You just have to, like, you focus more on I can't do anything about it anyway.
Yeah.
I can't, I'm just making it worse for myself. But
worse for myself. That was you. That's what you sounded like.
yeah, that's my voice.
Isn't that weird?
I don't know. Put it in the comments.
Worse for myself.
Did you take a gummy today?
No, I'm so tired. This is the end of our trip. This is the end of our trip.
I'm tired
morning.
too.
It's morning.
So yeah, but I do miss that. It was easy to just be like, let go, let God, girl.
Yeah.
Girl, let go, let God.
No, I mean, for sure. And that's why, okay, I'll say this.
Say it.
At grandma's funeral, I'm looking around and I'm seeing people get this comfort from this thing that was invented initially to give people comfort for things they didn't understand, and then it was used to control people. But at first, I do think it was invented for, like, I'm scared. Well, don't worry, there's something taking care of us. And I understand that. But then, like, some people, you're so intelligent. You believe in science and real things. I don't know how you can justify it.
I was talking to somebody about this the other day.
But that sounds condescending and mean.
No, but I was talking about this the other day. There's someone I know who's a very successful doctor. What was the word I was looking for? Medical professional. That was the word I was looking for. Yes. They still go to church every goddamn Sunday. And
weird. That's so weird.
And I had the same thought. I was like, okay, again, what you just said. You're intelligent. You believe in science, and also to complicate matters even more, politically very liberal, very left leaning.
That makes no sense.
And then but they're in this church that I know is not. And then it just kind of hit me like, oh, they did the math, and the trade off is worth it. It's just not. It's not important to them. So, like, you could bring up the thing. It's the deliberate cognitive dissonance. You could bring up the, like, contradictions. You could bring up all the difficult. And then they go, yeah, but I've done all the math. It's worth it for me and my family to not think about those things because it's not that important to us. It doesn't change the way we live because we get to go and all of our friends are there.
Community center. They want a community center.
Exactly.
That
all of our
I
friends
understand.
are there. Yeah.
That's what I picture, and I don't know this to be true, but that's what I picture. We have a church right down the street from us that has rainbow flags everywhere.
Yeah. So not a church.
It's a gay affirming something church. And
so not a church.
That's what I imagine that is like, because Curtis and Alexis both have said like they wouldn't mind visiting the church, like just to meet other people. And
yeah.
So in my mind, I think like, well, that's why they have those churches, because it's a tradition. It brings them comfort. They know it's nothing, but they do it just for the community. I can understand that, and I support that. I don't know. It's people who really buy into the idea. I just don't understand it. And I know that's part of like how cults work, right? It's the cognitive dissonance that is built inside of you, like that you're trained to think that way and you're able to disconnect. It's such a strange thing to observe when you're on the other side of it.
I think I know my situation is different, right? Like my job was that, my whole identity was that. I didn't know how to provide for my family without it.
Yeah, you were so
well, I was gonna save you. I would have done it if I'd hung on just a couple of years longer.
Yeah.
But
you would have, bud.
So I know it's a little bit different, but I look back on it and I go, yeah, there were absolutely things where I just went, I gotta think about that one.
I don't know about that.
Or I don't know about that.
Yeah.
But I think most people, they're just not thinking deeply about it. They don't care. Like it's not of much consequence.
Because it doesn't negatively affect them.
Yes.
Yeah.
But like, for example, the person I just gave the example of, I don't think they know any trans people. I don't know if they know any gay people. So like, not really know.
Right.
So it's just not important.
Yeah.
And I think like too, another thing that supports that idea is constantly people were changing churches. Constantly. Like they'd go to a new church and like me as a pastor.
Because they want new friends.
So I would feel like a failure, and I'd be like, have I not cared for your family well? Is there something we're not providing for you or whatever? And it was, no, well, we moved into a neighborhood, and everyone in our neighborhood goes to this church.
Yeah.
And I was like, but we're saving souls together, brother. And I would get really upset about it. But yeah, they change churches like you change country clubs, you know, all the time.
That's so true.
Okay, so let go and let God.
Yeah.
How about too blessed to be stressed?
Okay, I haven't heard that, but I would love that on a throw pillow.
That one is a front to me. That's a Facebook status update.
For sure.
No one means that. Everyone's stressed all the time. Shut up. Everyone's stressed.
Yeah.
Shut up. Prayer changes things. Did you ever hear that growing up? I think it's something. I think that phrase has become more prominent lately. If I'm wrong, former evangelicals, let me know.
Or current
evangelicals. Welcome to the show. Quit your church. So yeah, prayer changes things. Like the idea of just keep praying, because I believe that prayer changes things.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's a nice thought. I think you could say that it's the secret, right? Isn't the secret like manifesting, talking about it, thinking about it, and eventually it'll happen?
So
Isn't that kind of the same thing?
Yeah, I think so.
It's the secret.
That always. I talked to someone not too long ago who's still like quasi-Christian, like still kind of in the church.
Quasimodo.
They're and he's like, I'd love to be in the church, but I am deformed and I am ugly.
They make me stay up and do the bells.
I am deformed. You are deformed. No, I reversed
I am ugly. You are ugly.
I reversed it, but you'll get the point. They kind of said the same thing. They're like, with prayer, I'm kind of like manifesting. And I was like, well, then what do you need God for? Like I thought God was supposed to be your father.
It's extra confidence.
And if you know your child needs something, you fucking give it to them.
Because you need the confidence of it. Like the way The Secret works, because Oprah, the way The Secret works is you're putting all of your energy toward it. So that's why it's inevitably going to happen, because you've just focused so much energy. So if you have this force out in the world that is holding all of this up, yeah, you need him, because he's providing the confidence that the church told you you're not allowed to have.
But my point is like, when my kids need something, they don't
figure it out.
They don't have to say the right words to get it. They'll get it. You know what I mean? Like,
no.
Okay, so Max went on this overnight thing to Universal Studios he's graduating 8th grade. He's growing up. Yeah. He's taller than Angela now. He's got that voice. He's got that like,
it's crazy.
Hey, Dad. Yeah, it's very
He's got
funny.
some long ass nails.
I know, it's gross.
But he likes it.
He does like it, and I don't know why.
Let him have it.
But he was like, I need money for food. And I was like, yeah, I get that. And then he starts talking about, I need money for souvenirs. I was like, you don't. Do you know what a souvenir is? Souvenir is a memento you get from a place so you remember it. Not something you buy from a place you go to multiple times a year.
Oh, yeah, the coffee cup I'm drinking out of is his memento.
Yes, that was one of them. Class of 25. He's not, but he is class of 29.
He's class of 25.
He's going to graduate high school in 2029. Isn't that wild? Think about that. That's really close.
Okay, let me tell you this, kids. As you get older, time legitimately flies. Tomorrow it will be 2040.
Drew will not be here.
Me.
He will be dead.
If I am dead, throw me in loose.
Throw him in loose.
Again, I say this every time. I want this on record. I don't care what you do with my body. I don't care. You don't have to bury me. You don't have to ash me and like keep me. You can literally throw me in the trash. I don't care.
This sounds like your kink now. You keep bringing it up. You're very specific. It feels like it's something you're really into. Do whatever you want to my money. He was like, I need food. Then he's like, I need souvenir money. I told him, absolutely not. You have allowance. You have your allowance. You have your money saved. He had $10. Do it. You got grandparents you can beg. I'm not doing it, because you don't need it. And so then he learned this from watching me. This was that Say No to Drugs commercial. Where did you learn this? I learned it from watching you, Dad. When he got upset in the car, when he was asking me for it all, he goes, fine, don't give me anything. He goes, fine, don't give me anything. I don't need anything. And I go, well, you don't need money for food? And he goes, I guess not.
Okay, wait. That would work on me.
So it does work.
That will work.
It does work. But so he completely, he's just such an asshole in that moment. And like,
but he's so sweet.
But
in every other moment,
it doesn't matter. He could have spit in my face. I'm still gonna give him the money. He needs the money. He needs food. I'm not gonna not let him have money for food or drinks, whatever. So this idea of like prayer changes things. This idea of manifesting, like, wait, is that how this works? Like, God's like, you better say the right words. You better say no, because God's supposed to be a father. And that was one of my big deconstruction moments. Was I realized I think I'm a better dad than God is. I think I love my kids better than God loves his kids.
I got to be honest with you. God does love me the way that our dad loves me.
There is a consistency there.
There is a consistency.
Yeah, and there is something to be said for consistency. I believe you said.
Yeah,
consistently, multiple times.
I love it. I'm very consistent with my love of consistency.
What about this? Let's see if you remember it. Let's see if this is deep in your heart.
Okay.
God is good.
All the time.
And all the time.
God is good.
Nailed it.
Keep going.
I love it.
You don't remember what they did at our church?
After that?
Amen.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a little flourish.
They added that. That was the Bellevue flourish.
I always get really excited. Do you see those videos on TikTok or Instagram Reels of it's black people quizzing white people on like black culture and black phrases?
But I love this.
I
would be
videos.
so scared to be on that video, by the way.
100%, but I wouldn't say no. I'd be like, no, but I'll do it, of course.
Of course I would do it. Of course. And I would be so scared.
But the one that they always start with is, God is good. And then they wait for the person to finish it, and they never finish it. But then this like teenage girl, she's like, God is good. And she goes, all the time, God is good. And she goes, how'd you know that? And she goes, it was in a movie.
Oh, man.
I gotta say, I love rote things, and I love,
Well, we didn't have that. Like, I was going to say, I always loved it. I love the interaction because in the evangelical church, we didn't have ritual and we didn't have liturgy. And so there wasn't.
But I hate that.
There wasn't call and response. But you love that.
I love that.
It felt like we were doing something.
But
it was kind of fun.
Everything else.
I like do you remember Sunday night church? Because we'd always go. Do you remember when Dr. Rogers, he wasn't really a doctor, when our pastor would do...
He was a millionaire.
They came up with like a benediction at the end where he'd say... Benedictus. Do you remember this? The choir would do this like... and there was this beautiful music, and they projected like a sunset on the wall behind him. Do you remember this?
No.
I want to look it up and show it to you at some point. I'm going to send it to you. But he would come up to the desk, and again, everything evangelical church was not formal. So this was like oddly formal. And he would bring this giant Bible, and he'd like set it down on the like lectern or the, whatever he'd preach on, pulpit. And he would say like, and now the man of God closes the word of God as the day comes to a close.
Wow.
And as you do that, the choir is hauntingly beautiful, and it's like dark in the room, and again they project a sunset, and it was just it ended with something like, again, the whole...
It is finished?
No, the whole vibe was like, but as the day draws to a close, know that our God never sleeps, and he'll watch over us. So sleep well, people of God, because the Lord is with you.
That's lovely.
And when you awake, he will be there to greet you with a new day.
That's lovely.
And I just remember thinking like, fuck yeah, dude. It was great. It made me feel so good.
Well, I love sunsets.
I loved that. And it was every Sunday. He started doing it every Sunday. I loved it.
Okay, I'm sorry. I have to do a mother-in-law moment from this weekend. It reminded me.
Your mother-in-law.
She loves to take a picture, and so every day she will take pictures of everything she sees, and then at the end of the day she goes through them and she calls.
She got those
them.
Ray-Ban glasses, and she just constantly...
It's like ding ding ding. No, but she'll get rid of all 100 pictures of this flower and keep like 2.
Yeah.
And she loves taking pictures of sunsets, like anything natural. She's like, I got to get a picture of that.
If someone's got a set of naturals,
yeah,
just big naturals.
So we're at this brewery where there's that toddler running around, and
Asher.
Put
some respect
He's
on his
annoying.
name.
Just be mean.
Just slap him.
On our side of the table, I was sitting right next to her. We were not facing the sunset, and so I just, out of the corner of my eye, I saw how beautiful the sky was. It was like pink and orange, and it was really pretty.
Sounds kind of gay.
And I was like, Mama D, look, the sunset. You might want to take a picture of that. She turns around, and again, spectre me, okay? She turns around, and she can't really turn around a lot 'cause she's a bad shoulder. It's fine. She turns around and she goes, with that angle, I can't really get a good picture of it. But it's beautiful, right? And she's like, yeah, it's fine. I was like, God damn, okay.
It didn't serve her purpose.
It didn't serve her purpose.
It couldn't go into her
It
photo
can't go
album.
into her photo album. She'd have to delete all those pictures.
So there's no point.
Yeah, sorry. Anyway, go ahead.
I just want to give you a few more, and then we can wrap it up.
Yeah.
Because I know you got to go to the airport.
Go.
So you remember, of course, walk by faith, not by sight, which is a wonderful thing to say when you're like, don't think.
Yeah.
Just do.
Don't think, but don't. Well, when you put them in fun catchphrases, they don't feel like control techniques. You don't know.
That's the key.
You don't know.
To a successful cult is put it in a fun little catchphrase.
Yeah, put it on a bumper sticker.
And then they don't
Suddenly
know.
you don't mind.
Drew, of course, WWJD. WWJD stands for.
Are you serious?
Is this a bit?
No.
Are you doing a bit?
No.
WWJD?
Like, that's a bumper sticker?
Drew, think about, like, when we were in middle school, WWJD,
When we were in middle school.
we would buy things with this on it all the time. I don't want to say what it was specifically because it'll give it away, but
It's a bumper sticker.
bracelets.
We bought bracelets in middle school.
Are you fucking with me right now?
Yes, I'm fucking with you.
God
what would Jesus
damn
do?
it. God damn it.
Sorry, I knew I was about to laugh, so I had to say it.
God damn it.
Yeah, I fucking love What Would Jesus Do? Only I
you
always
asshole.
said, what would Judy Garland do?
What was your favorite bracelet? Do you remember when we were kids? Yeah, like, so do you guys remember, do you remember when fidget spinners were a thing and they were sold out everywhere?
That was What Would Jesus Do bracelets.
That was What Would Jesus Do
We
bracelets.
would call around to all the Christian bookstores and we would ask what kind of bracelets they had in stock. My favorite, unfortunately, and I understand the problematicness of it, was the camo one. Because it felt so manly, and it was like the most manly thing about me. But I also love the rainbow one.
I was gonna say, can I tell you a little opposite here? Is my favorite. There was a rainbow one.
It was a nice one,
and
that
it
was
had,
nice.
And the buckle was an ichthus. It was the fish, the Jesus fish that's on all the cars.
Yeah,
and it was rainbow, and it was so dope, and I loved it. And I was afraid to wear it because I was like gay.
Yeah. And
That's
I loved
funny.
wearing
I was
the
drawn
camel
to the
one 'cause
rainbow. You
I
were
would
drawn
go
to
to school
camel.
and I'd be like, so, anybody seen a pussy?
Yeah, I'm looking for some pussy right now that loves Jesus, loves the Lord. I'm looking for some pussy that I'm not allowed to
What
touch.
Would Jesus Do bracelet. I would
actually
wear one
work
now.
well for you.
I'd wear one now.
Would you?
Yeah, I would. Because then if someone asks what it means, I'd say, oh, I'm not sure.
Oh,
I just really like this pattern.
There's I will say, Gen Z, Gen Alpha, there's a resurgence of WWJD bracelets.
That's funny.
It's a big deal.
That's funny.
So, like, if you wore it now, it would be signaling something you might not want to. It might. To me, it's like wearing a red hat. I would never wear a red hat.
But again, it would be a signal of someone coming to talk to me, so I'm not going to wear it.
Ah, good point.
I'm not going to wear
I'm
it.
going to start ordering you some. Send some to his P.O. box.
Don't.
Please
I won't. Well,
send some to his P.O. box.
I'd wear one as a cock ring.
Oh, God.
Why'd you say it like that?
Did Curtis just laugh? Curtis, you laugh?
No, he came.
Oh.
He came.
I do want a rainbow one now that we've been talking about it.
Yeah, get one.
I want a rainbow WWJD
I also
bracelet.
loved when they first came out, they only came out in a couple colors, and they were solid colors, and they were one size, and they were always too big for a tiny little wrist.
Yes, true.
And then when they
Still are.
became more popular and they started releasing things like rainbow and camo, there was a male bracelet and a female bracelet. The only difference was the female bracelet maybe like an inch and a half shorter. That was it.
Yeah.
But I was so excited that there was one in my size. However, ashamed that we had to ask for the female bracelet. So we would tell mom what we wanted so that she could ask for it. Because otherwise, I don't want to be a girl.
You think can you imagine how pumped our parents must have been that we were like, fucking get us these Jesus bracelets?
Oh, they were thrilled, I'm
I bet
sure.
they were pumped.
Yeah.
Pumped.
They thought we were going to be king of heaven.
I thought I was too.
Yeah, me too.
So one of the things about church is, and especially the evangelical church, for pastors anyway, you're always trying to find what's an interesting angle on something everyone knows. So so our pastor did this growing up. I don't know if you remember when WWJD had like kind of run its course, and it was like it was still popular, but it wasn't new anymore. And so pastors are always looking to have the new take on something where they can say it a little bit differently and be like,
Yeah.
They wanted that viral moment, right? So I remember we all had WWJD bracelets on. Dr. Rogers gets up there and he's like, now, I know it's popular to be asking, what would Jesus do? No one ever knew what he would do. When they thought that he would judge someone,
that's true.
he would embrace them.
Wait, that's true.
When they thought that he would go into the temple and worship, he'd flip a table.
That's true.
No one knew what Jesus would do.
Shit.
So the better thing to ask yourself would be, what would Jesus have me do?
I'd wear that bracelet.
So we're all out in the audience, and we're like wearing the bracelets, and we're like, fuck!
WWJHMD.
Which, by the way, he says all that, and we're like, God, you're so smart. This is so good. And then we would go to the Bellevue bookstore and we would still buy WWJD bracelets.
Well, hell yeah, because they had all the different colors.
They did have all the. It was a great bookstore.
It really
Can
was.
we agree? It was a great bookstore.
It was bomb. And they had you could rent movies across the hall.
It was fantastic.
Okay, I have to go. We have to go to the airport.
Okay, you gotta go to the airport. It's not religion, it's relationship. On fire for the Lord. Audience for ones. I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. God, timing is perfect. All right, good. We got them all out.
Thank you.
And as we close, thanks for being here.
I'm about to shit. I have to go.
This is a light colored couch.
I know. I have to go.
All right. Well, bye everybody. Thank you, patrons. I'm so sorry.
WWHMFG.
Thank you, patrons. We love you. What would Jesus do? Bye. 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 Bye.